We're going to do Danville Girl directly from my tab. We're going to give a historical note. We're going to talk about the tuning real quick, where I hold my finger, and then we're going to play it and sing it through slow, and then we're going to play it and sing it through normal speed, and then we're going to talk about the little the instrumental alternate piece that Dock Boggs recorded in the 20s. So as I said, Doc recorded it in the late 20s. He did 2 sessions in the late 20s, one in New York City, one in Chicago. I don't remember which one this was at. And then just off the top of my head, I know the other person who recorded Danville Girl probably in the 1940s was Woody Guthrie on guitar. So those would be 2 places that I would start referencing, probably the 2 most well-known recordings I can think of. And I'm sure they're going to be different, but just that's some place to start. So the tuning for this is F sharp D G A D. I'm a full step lower than that. I'll tell you exactly where I am. A equals 440, starting with my 5th string. E, C, F, G, C. Digital tuner comes in handy. Okay, then to play this, like pretty much everything I play in this Dock Boggs tuning, I'll use my index finger and I will hold the 3rd string 2nd fret like that. And sometimes I'll pick it up if I need to hit that string open, but by and large, that's my bass case. I'm holding that string down with my index finger. Then my ring finger and my middle finger, they'll be moving around mostly on the 3rd fret. And that's true of, like I said, most of these tunes that I play out of this tuning. So let's try, this is going to be difficult, let's try to sing and play it all the way through as close to the tab as I can get it and at a slower tempo. Okay.
Stuck on the Danville Girl. You bet your life she's out of sight, boy. She wears them Danville curls. She wears her hair on the back of her head like all high-toned people do. Walking about on the old platform, smoking a cheap cigar, waiting for the old loco to catch an empty car.
Slipped out on me. Let's do the last verse real quick.
Look up, look down this lonesome road, hang down your head and cry. The best of friends must part sometimes, but why can't you and I?
Get my screwdriver here real quick. Okay, so that was a slowed down Danville Gal. I have trouble because, of course, playing it, maintaining that slow tempo is difficult for me. But I think you get the gist of it. Now let's play it all the way through at basically standard speed. I'll try not to deviate from the tab too much, but I'm going to try to just play it through basic standard here. Okay.
Well, I went down to Danville. I got stuck on a Danville gal. You bet your life she's out of sight. She wears them Danville curls. She wears her hair on the back of her head like all high-tone people do. My very first train that leaves this town, I'm gonna bid that gal adieu. I don't know why I love that gal, for she never cared for me. But still my mind is on that gal wherever she may be. It's 40 miles through the rocks, it's 50 through the sand. I relate to you the life of many poor married men, standing by the railroad track, arresting my poor torn feet. 900 miles away from home and not a bite to eat. Walking about on the old platform, smoking a cheap cigar, waiting for a loco to catch an empty car. Look up, look down this lonesome road, hang down your head and cry. The best of friends must part sometime, but why can't you and I?
Okay, that got a little bit more fun, more jukey there. Okay, let's see. Now let's talk about this variation. In the recording, Doc plays it just like that behind every sung verse, But in between most of the sung verses, if not in between, every time he sings a verse, he plays instrumental. His instrumental is a slight alteration, slight variation. So we're going to play that real slow. So it's exactly the first two measures of the melody are exactly the same, but it's the second two measures he has a slight variation. So let's give you an example. We'll sing the first verse real slow, and then we'll play through the variation real slow, and then we'll do it up to speed. Okay. Well, I went. Okay. Slow. I went down to Danville. I got stuck on the Danville Girl. You bet your life she's out of sight. She wears them Danville curls. Variation coming up. Let's do the second verse up to speed. She wears her hair on the back of her head like all high-tone people do. The very first train that leaves this town, I'm gonna bid that gal adieu. And that's it. That's Danville Girl.